Hello, Andrew here, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my Premier League predictions for the weekend starting on the 22nd of December. So, the first game is tonight, which is Arsenal versus Liverpool, and it is a big one. Both teams are challenging for the top four. The title is most probably out of reach for both of them. I mean, Man City are just flying at the moment, and it doesn't seem like anyone's going to stop them this season. But a top four is what both of these clubs should be aiming for. Arsenal have had a mixed season. Liverpool's had a mixed season. You know, we drew games where we should have won them, and Arsenal the same. So, who comes out on top of this one? I mean, Arsenal had a 1-0 win against Newcastle on Saturday. It wasn't convincing, but it was still a win. And Liverpool had a 4-0 win against Bournemouth on Sunday. We see them at the moment away from home. We can't stop scoring goals. Both teams are going to go for this tonight. I can't see one team sitting back and the other one attack. So yeah, this could be any scoreline. When Arsenal and Liverpool play, because of the way we play, we're both prone to concede goals. It's a tough one to call, this one, but I think this is going to be another one of those epic games, and I think both teams are going to take away a point from it, and I'm going to say 2-2. Then you've got Everton versus Chelsea on Saturday. Everton had a 3-1 win against Swansea. They came back from 1-0 down to win that game. And Chelsea beat Southampton 1-0. Again, wasn't the most convincing of displays, but you know, a 1-0 win's a 1-0 win. How do you call this one? Well, Everton, you know, they seem to be on the up, but Chelsea aren't the formidable force that they were. I mean, like I say, Everton have started to pick up some points now. This could be another close game. This could be another draw, or I think Chelsea will just be strong enough for Everton, and I think Chelsea might just sneak this one 2-1. So then we've got Brighton versus Watford. Brighton drew 0-0 with Burnley, and Watford lost 4-1 to Huddersfield. Bear in mind, Watford did have a player sent off in that game, but Huddersfield did too late on. But that's their third sending off in 3 games, you know. Watford started off doing very well, you know, they were having a really good run, and then all of a sudden they've dropped a little bit of form. And Brighton, you know, they don't concede too many at home. I mean, well, unless they face Liverpool, of course, but yeah. I think this one's a tough one to call because, as I say, Watford have been, you know, getting red cards, and you know, a couple of them unlucky as well. I think Brighton might just snatch this one though. I'm going to go for a 2-1 to Brighton. Manchester City versus Bournemouth. I mean, I have to give Bournemouth so much respect. I said it in my last video, you know, when I did the post-match of Liverpool, but I mean, they want to play football. They don't want to be a team that just sits behind the ball and hope for the best. They want to play their football. They did it against Manchester United. They nearly got a result against Man United. They did against us, but they didn't have the same intensity they had against Man United, and I think that's what disappointed Eddie Howe. But he will not change the way his team plays. He will still try and play football. So he's going to try and play football against Manchester City. Although, you know, the ideal would be for him to sit back. He won't do that. You know, as I say, that's his philosophy as a manager, and respect to them for that. But I think they're going to get heavily beat if they do play that way, which could, you know, unless they have the intensity they had against Man United, then they might have a little bit of a chance. But Man City, just as I say, are unstoppable at the moment. As I say, you know, who did they beat last week? 4-1 against Tottenham. So, you know, and Tottenham are one of the teams challenging for the top 4, even though Tottenham's dropped their form a little bit as well. But I think this is a 3-0 or 4-1 scenario. Southampton versus Huddersfield. As I say, Huddersfield had a very nice win midweek, not midweek, Saturday, which was 4-1, and Southampton, they lost 1-0 to Chelsea. Sorry about that noise in the background. That is my girlfriend and my mum talking, and my sister. But anyway, back to the prediction. Southampton, Huddersfield. I think Southampton at home have been better. Even though Huddersfield won 4-1, I think Southampton just snatches this one, and I'm going to say a 2-1 to Southampton. Stoke City and West Brom. Well, Stoke lost heavily to West Ham. West Ham have started to, pick up their form as well. And West Brom, their last 2 results, they got a 0-0 with us. And they lost 2-1 to Man United, but they nearly, got a point from that. They didn't have the same mentality. I think they were too tired from the Liverpool game, to be honest, and he should have switched it around. Even Pardew said that himself. So this one's going to be a tough one, but I think West Brom are playing the better at the moment. I think they're going to snatch this one, and I think it's going to be one of them games that there's going to be 1 goal, and I'm going to say 1-0 West Brom. Swansea and Crystal Palace. Well, I think this one at the moment is a no-brainer. Swansea, if they carry on the way they're going down. I mean, Paul Lambert did get sacked. I don't know who's going to be taking over there. I think they want Frank de Boer. But Crystal Palace have been on the up. They got a 3-0 win against Leicester on Saturday. So I think even with a new manager coming in, I think this is going to be a win for Crystal Palace, and I'm going to say 2-0 Crystal Palace. West Ham, Newcastle. As I say, Newcastle lost 1-0. West Ham are on the up. As I say, they beat Stoke 3-0. This is a West Ham win. I think Newcastle, they're up and down at the moment. They just don't. How can I put it? They just don't seem to be moving mid-table, or they just seem to have a good result, bad result, and it's completely mixed. But I think West Ham win this one, and I'm gonna say 3-1 to West Ham. Burnley versus Tottenham. Burnley are normally a pretty good, decent team at home. I mean, as I say, they drew 0-0 with Brighton. But Spurs, I don't know what's happened to them. They've got some really good players, but they just really haven't brought it to the table recently. I think though that you'd expect Tottenham to win this game, but like I say, the way they've been playing, I'm gonna go for a Burnley 2-1. I think Burnley might just snatch this the way Tottenham's been playing. I'm gonna go Burnley 2-1. And the final game, which is Leicester versus Manchester United. Leicester have been good at home recently, but then they lose 3-0 to Crystal Palace. They had the chances in those games, but they just didn't take them. Man United, they're on form at the moment. They're close behind Man City. They've only had a couple of results that, I think they've only lost once this season, if I'm correct, which is horrible knowing that Man United are doing well again. But I think Man United win this one. I think they just snatch it by the odd goal. But I'm going for a high scoring game, and I'm going 3-2 Manchester United. So that's my predictions for this weekend. I hope you like and subscribe to my channel. Please share with others, and I'll speak to you all tonight before the Liverpool game. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.